The world is watching as this countdown to legal cannabis continues. October's not that far away, but there's a battle going on between bureaucrats and politicians on the one hand who want to restrict marketing, and the industry which wants to boost its brands and boost its profits. Why not? We are joined now by W. Brett Wilson, chairman of Canoe Financial, and you've invested in dozens of these cannabis companies.
Absolutely, and I give certainly the conservatives credit when they recognized almost 20 years ago that medical marijuana was a given, that the industry had to grow, and the MMPR, where the rules were put in place. Then, of course, the Liberals for taking on the recreational legalization. But the two of them together couldn't manage a shoveling party in a snowstorm. I mean, it's hard to believe how incompetent we've watched government in the rollout, with the Senate fighting, saying we won't accept any of these, and then the House saying, well, we don't actually accept any of your changes, we're driving ahead. It's a bit of a gong show, but at the federal, provincial, and municipal level, you've got competing government interests over, one side says, let's make sure that no cannabis has any branding, and at the other extreme, they got local municipal politicians saying, we're going to limit consumption in public. Well, just a minute. You can't limit cookies, and cookies and the evolution of edibles and oils are the essence of the oil and gas industry, of the cannabis industry. And so it's going to be really hard to watch and see how enforcement works.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about that. 4 plants. How are you going to monitor that? Every household in Canada has 4 plants. Cops going to be peering over fences?
It makes no sense. Some of the regulatory imposition, but again, the broader vision of legalizing first medical and now recreational puts Canada in the catbird seat to do an international play, and I hope that we keep the momentum up. We're 93, there's a counter that I've got, one of my companies has online. I think we're 93 days from the launch of October 17th, so less than 3 months, or give or take 3 months.
I mean, in fairness to the Liberals, it took a bit of courage to push forward with this thing. There's lots of arguments against it.
Well, I don't, now that I'm in the space, I have a bias. I don't get that there's a lot of legitimate arguments against the legalization. Well, I worry about opiates, I worry about sugar, I worry about alcohol, far more in combination than I worry about cannabis in any way, shape, or form. Anecdotally and from research, there's clear medical benefits, and society isn't harmed. I mean, the greatest benefactor of an overdose of marijuana seems to be the Boston pizza chain. I mean, we're not looking at bar fights, we're not looking at some of the negative consequences of, in particular, alcohol.
No, you're right. I guess I was thinking about the effect on teens and stuff like that. So you've invested in some of the biggest names, including Canopy Growth. You like what Bruce Linton is doing at that giant company.
Well, I'm a big fan of getting to know the big people in the game and watching the guys who run, whether it's Afria or Aurora and Terry Booth and Canopy Growth and the Gertners behind Haiku or Tokyo Smoke, and one of my guys from Dragon's Den came up through Doja, Trent Kitch. So there's lots of different connections, but I've really been watching as I see the people unfold, and it's a fascinating industry for people.